Have you ever stared at your books for hours telling yourself, I'll start when I feel ready. I just need a little motivation. That was me, every single night before finals week. I remember sitting in my room watching YouTube videos on how to stop procrastinating, hoping one of them would magically give me the spark to start studying. But it never came. I'd go to sleep frustrated, feeling guilty, and still unprepared. Until one day I met a student in my class named Marcus. While the rest of us were burning out from last-minute cramming, Marcus, he was always calm, confident. He studied every day like clockwork. I once asked him, "How do you stay so motivated?" His answer? "I don't." That response flipped a switch in my brain, and today I'm going to tell you the same shocking truth. You don't need motivation to study. What you need is a system. And once you build it, studying becomes effortless, automatic. Let's unpack that. We've all been conditioned to believe the same lie, that motivation is the fuel for productivity. Since we were kids, we've heard phrases like, "You just need to find your motivation," or "You have to want it badly enough." But let me ask you something. Have you ever felt motivated to brush your teeth or to tie your shoes? Probably not. You just do it, right? Because it's part of your routine. And that's the real secret. High performers, the ones who consistently study, succeed, and stay on top, aren't superhumans with unlimited motivation. They've simply built systems that remove friction. They rely on structured routines, not emotional bursts. They use methods like time blocking to assign fixed hours for studying and the Pomodoro Technique to stay focused in short, manageable intervals. Once those systems are in place, the brain stops resisting. It recognizes the pattern and flows into it, naturally, like muscle memory. That's the real game changer. Now you might be wondering, how can I make studying feel that natural? It starts with consistency. Let me give you an example. Imagine going to the gym once a month and expecting to get fit. Doesn't work, right? Studying is the same. When you show up every day, even for just 10 or 15 minutes, you start to rewire your brain. The activity goes from something hard to just part of the day. And here's the kicker. When you pair that consistency with small, immediate rewards, like a short break, a snack, or even checking something off a to-do list, you're training your brain to crave the process. Over time, you'll notice something weird happening. You'll sit down to study without thinking about it. You won't feel resistance. You won't wait to be inspired. Studying becomes something you just do. And this isn't willpower. It's neuroscience. Here's where it gets really fascinating. Neuroscience tells us that when you follow a routine that includes immediate rewards, your brain releases dopamine. That's the chemical that makes you feel good. It's the same chemical that gets triggered when you win a video game or get a like on social media. Now imagine if your brain released that same chemical every time you opened your textbook. That's not fantasy. That's a system working in your favor. By creating a habit loop, cue, action, reward, you bypass the need for motivation entirely. Your brain begins to want to study, not because it's easy or fun, but because it's learned to expect a positive outcome. And the more you repeat this cycle, the stronger it becomes. So while everyone else is stuck waiting to feel like it, you're already deep into your study session, locked in and making progress. But let's address the elephant in the room. Procrastination. We've all been there, telling ourselves, "I'll start after this one video," or "I'll just check Instagram real quick." Procrastination isn't laziness. It's fear. Fear of discomfort. Fear of not doing it perfectly. But here's the hack. Start anyway. Tell yourself you'll just do 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5. Because once you start, something incredible happens. Your brain catches up. It stops resisting and starts working. That first 5 minutes creates momentum, and momentum is more powerful than motivation will ever be. You don't have to climb the whole mountain. You just have to take the first step. And if you design your study sessions to begin with tiny, manageable tasks, you'll find yourself going from just 5 minutes to 30 to 60, and you won't even notice the time fly. Speaking of time flying, let's talk about flow, the ultimate state of productivity. You've felt it before. maybe while gaming, drawing, or working on something you love. It's that moment when you're so immersed in a task that everything else fades away. That's flow. And the best part? You don't need motivation to enter it. You need focus, clear goals, and no distractions. When you design your environment to support deep focus, silence, time blocks, no notifications, you make it easier for your brain to drop into that state. And once you're in it, you become unstoppable. Tasks that seemed overwhelming suddenly feel smooth. Studying becomes less of a grind and more of a challenge you're excited to conquer. Flow turns effort into ease, and if you can hit that zone regularly, you'll start performing at a level that surprises even you. So here's the real truth. Motivation is overrated. It's nice when it shows up, but you don't need it. What you need is a system, one that turns studying into a habit, one that rewards your brain for showing up, and one that's so simple you don't have to think twice about it. Once you build that, studying no longer feels like a battle. It feels automatic, natural, almost easy. So now I want you to imagine this. What if, starting today, you stopped waiting for motivation and started building momentum instead? How different would your results be in just 1 week? 1 month? That's the challenge. And if this video opened your eyes to something new, drop a comment below and tell me how you'll apply this. Hit that subscribe button for more real-world strategies like this. And remember, your brain doesn't need to feel ready. It just needs to begin.